Okay, I've had several people ask me how to make my buttercream frosting, so I'm going to share that with you and some tips and tricks for decorating as well. So first off, for every 1/4 cup of butter or 1/4 cup of shortening, it's totally up to you which you like better, or you can do a combination of the two. That's what this recipe is going to go off of. Now, I always quadruple that because I'm always frosting something big. So I'm starting with 1 cup of room temperature softened butter, and I like to use unsalted butter always. So first thing I'm gonna do is whip that up so it's nice and smooth before we add the powdered sugar, okay? If you have a KitchenAid mixer, it's the best way to go because obviously you can hands off, walk away, and some really good whipping. If not, you can use a handheld mixer. That works great too. Okay, so once your butter is nice and whipped up, now you're gonna add your powdered sugar in 2 different phases. Now, for those of you who don't know, 1 32-ounce bag of powdered sugar is equal to 7.5 cups. And for each 1/4 cup, I use approximately 2 cups. So that'd be an 8-cup recipe, correct? So 7.5 is pretty close, and I actually like it to be a little less sweet, so that works. So now you're going to, before I add more, whip this up because you don't want to have a mess. I'm going to go ahead and add the heavy cream. So 1 tablespoon of heavy cream per recipe. So remember, I'm quadrupling this. So I've got 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and then 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract per recipe. So this is 4 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. So now we're gonna just start this really slowly so we don't have a powdered sugar explosion. I've done that before. And then we're just gonna incorporate this until it's nice and smooth. Once it's smooth, then we're gonna add more powdered sugar. Okay, so this is really thick, and that's what I expect because I'm gonna show you what we do at the end of this recipe. So even though it's nice and thick, it is well combined, and I'm gonna add the rest of the powdered sugar. So remember, for every 1/4 cup of butter or shortening, we're doing 2 cups of powdered sugar. So in this case, 8 cups, I'm actually limiting it to about 7.5 or 1 32-ounce bag of powdered sugar. Okay, so now you can see this frosting is thicker than you're going to want for spreading on a cupcake or something. But the reason is because now we're gonna add our extra flavor. So this is where, if you're gonna wanna make a lemon buttercream, we can change it up with the lemon juice, and I like to use a little bit of our Meyer lemon oil. Or you can add more vanilla. If you're gonna keep it vanilla, you're just gonna add more vanilla and cream until it gets to where you want to taste. So what we're gonna do now is, like I said, add some fresh lemon juice that we squeeze with our citrus press. And I'm gonna go ahead and just use 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then to make this frosting nice and shiny and extra lemony, I like to also add 1 tablespoon of my Meyer lemon oil. Now, if for some reason I was leaving this vanilla, I'd be doing 1 tablespoon of my heavy cream, and I'd be doing probably about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Then you're gonna mix it up and see if we have the consistency we want yet. Pretty sure we're going to, and I'll show you how to frost them next. Okay, this frosting is the perfect consistency. Once I blended in that lemon juice, then I whipped it up for about a minute so it was nice and smooth and creamy. Now I'm gonna put it in my pastry bag. So the pastry bag stand is amazing. Pastry bag without a tip goes in and then folds back around the sides. Then I put my desired tip in there. I'm using a large star tip today. So then I'm gonna fill that pastry bag. You wanna be careful not to overfill it because it's easier to work with if it's only about half filled. So you can see this smooth, gorgeous frosting I'm working with here. Okay, and I've already got some cupcakes popped out of the mini muffin tray, so I'm gonna show you that one first. So you have a couple options when you're frosting. You can do a little swirl action, which I love. So you're just gonna make sure you hold the top, close, and squeeze here at the bottom. And so I'm just gonna do a little swirl action like this and pull up at the top. How easy is that, you guys? This pastry bag is the easiest way to go. So I'm gonna go a little bit slower. You can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going one end and circling around and then coming back into the center. And then as I pull up, I release as I pull up. So it's a swirl around and pull up. Now another way, little decorating tip, I can show you. I'll go ahead and do that on the fluted muffin. So you can see this pop right out. Look at that gorgeous fluting. Don't you love FlexiPan? So I'm just gonna pop a couple of those out real quick so then I can show you a different decorating technique on these, okay? So then I'm gonna show you this. So here I'm gonna do some star tips. Like I'm gonna go pull up, squeeze, pull up, squeeze, pull up. So instead of swirling around, I've got these really pretty flowers I'm doing. I like to do this. Doing something special. There you go. Look how simple that is, you guys. Obviously with Flexi Pan and some simple decorating techniques and a great frosting recipe, you can wow anybody.